Good morning, everybody. And you know what today is? It's Tea Tuesday. And you know, we're reading out of this cookbook, Brenda Ganett, going from page to page. What I have here is some wonderful sweet tea, the only way to go. Oh, yes, baby. Yum, yum. Okay, let's get started. Today, they're going to talk about Dallas and Hannah. Right here. These are pictures of her beautiful family. George, help me. Our baby Dallas has passed out. Oh my goodness, that's not a good thing. Oh Lord, he's dying. When Dallas was just a baby, he would hold his breath when he got mad. That's not a good thing. His eyes would roll back in his head until he passed out. What a temper. Oh yeah, what a temper. Being a new mama, he scared me to tears. I took him to the doctor quick as I could. The doctor told me to grab him up as soon as he shows any sign of a temper, run to the kitchen sink and splash water. I never did that, but when my boys got older and they wouldn't get out of bed and thought they could sleep in all day, I'd go in ice water and I'd throw a whole pitcher right on them. They got mad. They got up. But it worked. Directly in his face. He'll stop breathing again. Then it worked. Even those loving nursery workers at church had to learn to be water splashes after a while. Dallas grew out of the temper tantrums and now a full-grown man. He is an easygoing, relaxed personality. He possesses the ability to calm people down and settle their nerves. Guess all the splashing water in his face did the trick. I guess it did, didn't it? George built a sandbox right outside the kitchen window for Dallas to play in. We were living in Linden, Alabama, with lots of neighborhood children who came over to push big Tonka trucks and earth movings around the sand. Yeah, the big old Tonka trucks back then were good metal ones. I have several that were my children's. Get them today and they're just like a real hard plastic. One morning, Dallas just disappeared from my view in the kitchen window. He was about 2.5 years old. Panic hit. Neighbors came out and they heard me screaming. One man even ran out in his boxer underwear. Every neighbor was looking for him. I heard a noise coming from the house next door. They were at work and school, so I wondered what the noise was. I slowly turned the back knob and peeked in. The noise was coming from the back room. I felt like a thief creeping around in someone's home, but I had no choice. There he was sitting in the middle of the floor having the best time with all the trucks and cars in the children's room. Oh my. What would you have done? I would have taken my sons home and stood them in the corner. That's what I would have done. Dallas was just wondering, child always hiding around racks, showcases, windows, and JCPenney department stores. Another place seemed to be calling him. He followed dogs into the woods too. That was a daily struggle. I wouldn't take anything for those precious memories. I guess I'll just have to live with all the gray hair he gave me. Sounds like he gave her quite a few, don't it? Now we're going to talk about Hannah. We were off to a great start, a son who pitched temper tantrums, and now we had a 3-month-old beautiful girl with pneumonia. We had no hospitals in Linden, Alabama, so off to Toulouse we went. With no cell phones, there were no way to let George know, so I left a note on the kitchen table. I put Dallas and baby Hannah in the car and started on our way. Boy, that must have been a trip. I remember back in the day, I took my 2 boys, and that's when I didn't care where I traveled or what I did. I traveled from Maine to South Carolina. I traveled from Maine to New Mexico. Oh yeah, those were the good old days. I was wondering if we'd ever made it. There were no car seats, no restraints, just a sick baby and an active 2-year-old bouncing around in the front seat of the car. Well, the way Dallas sounded, I'm sure he was bouncing a lot. There was a period of time each night I would check every corner of Hannah's room and crib. We see we had a giant field rat in our house. We could not catch it. I would not sleep. No. I would not sleep until that rat was found. I am scared to death of even field mice. I had heard old wives' tales saying that rats would sometimes attack babies if they smelt milk on them. I believed it. Anyways, George finally killed the rat with a broom. Every time he whooped the rat, it would jump 4 feet in the air. I would be running out the door. No way would I be Brenda. I would be hanging in there. No way. I would be out. Hannah grew up and was invited to birthday parties for her friends. At one of the parties, all the 3rd graders were playing chase in the dark. Hannah ran headfirst into a lamppost and tore off her eyebrow. Oh, I'm sure that hurt. Even as a baby, she had the thickest, darkest brows, so missing part of them stood out like a sore thumb. The next morning, with her in tears, I painted on the missing brow with an eyebrow pencil. Glory, what mama do for their babies. Nothing is off limits. Isn't that the truth? Papas do that the same thing if they don't have a mama around. Papas will do anything for their children. Hannah is a mama now with 3 girls of her own. She's kind of like a mama that will not do anything to help children be all they can be. She gives great hugs, advice to all who ask, and sometimes advice to who that don't. And here's some pictures of Hannah and Walt, and some family pictures on the bottom. I'd like to thank you for coming in for Tea Tuesday. And Tea Tuesday is hosted by, I almost forgot, what's wrong with me? By Life of Patty and Kathy's Favorite Things. And all you do in lowercase is put Tea Tuesday, and you can opt in and opt out on Tuesdays anytime you'd like. Everything will be in the description box below, so don't forget to come check out everybody, and we'll see you on my next video. Bye now.